Have you ever wondered if doing something more often is always better? It's a question we all kind of ask ourselves. Well, today we're going to dive into this really fascinating conversation from a medieval spiritual text that tackles that very idea. It uses the Christian ritual of communion to get at a much bigger question about divine rewards and, well, what really matters. Let's see what this centuries-old wisdom has to say. And here it is. This is the actual source material we're going to be unpacking. We're looking at a direct window into a deeply personal, theological conversation that happened hundreds of years ago. This isn't some modern take. We're going straight to the source. So the whole thing kicks off with a really human, super direct question from a saint. The text calls her Gertrude. And it's a question that cuts right to the heart of faith and reward. When all is said and done, what do I actually get out of all this? I mean, just imagine the intimacy of this moment. The text frames it as a direct question to God. What wilt thou give me? It's not some dry theological argument. It's personal. It's a plea to really understand the nature of this spiritual exchange. And the answer that comes back, it's immediate and it's absolute. It doesn't give a laundry list of benefits or rewards. Nope. It offers one single, all-encompassing gift. Okay. Now, what's so wild about this is the totality of the gift. The response isn't, I'll give you grace, or I'll give you strength. It is, I will give myself to thee entirely. So the text establishes right off the bat that the gift is always complete. It's always 100%. And that, right there, leads to the central puzzle of the whole chapter. If you get the entire gift every single time, then what's the point of doing it more often? Does someone who receives this gift 1,000 times really gain more than someone who only gets it 100 times? The saint puts it perfectly in the text. So at first, the logic seems pretty simple, right? The text presents this idea that, well, surely someone who receives the gift more often is going to have greater glory. More is better. It seems like a straightforward equation. But the text is about to throw in a crucial and much, much deeper variable. And here we go. This is the core teaching of the entire passage. The text pivots from the quantity of the act to the quality of your inner state. It's not just about showing up, it is all about how you show up. So here's the critical distinction. The divine gift itself is constant. Think of it like the sun shining on everyone equally. But the reward, what each person actually walks away with, that's variable. And it doesn't depend on the act itself, but on the state of the heart and mind of the person receiving it. And this table just lays it out brilliantly. The text describes 3 different ways to approach this. First, you've got the person who comes with desire and love. They get a specific reward just for that love. Then there's the person who comes with fear and reverence, a sense of duty, of diligence. They also get a reward, but a different one, for that diligence. And finally, and this is the real kicker, there are those who do it out of habitual custom. Just going through the motions. Think of it like mindlessly scrolling your phone or just clocking in at work without any real engagement. It's participation without presence. And for this, the text is crystal clear. They shall have no share in my gifts. Wow. So there you have it. 3 distinct paths, each one defined by intention and each leading to a vastly different outcome. And this idea gets even more profound when the text applies it to the most crucial moment of all, the end of life. The text then takes this whole logic and applies it to the end of life, using a very specific term for that final communion given to someone who's near death. That term is Viaticum. It comes from Latin, and it literally means provision for a journey. In this context, it's seen as spiritual food for the soul's final journey from this life into the next. So here's the thinking. This final act of communion isn't just a standalone thing. It's like a spiritual capstone. It unites the soul to God, and through that union, every other good thing you've done in your life with a pure intention, we're talking acts of patience, or even simple things like eating and drinking, it's all elevated and contributes to your eternal reward. This final quote just brings it all home, doesn't it? It suggests that a single act, when it's performed with the right intention, can actually retroactively sanctify or ennoble an entire lifetime of smaller good deeds. It's this beautiful, holistic vision where your intention is the thread that ties everything together. And that really leaves us with a profound question to think about, one that goes way beyond this medieval text. In our own lives, how often do we focus on the number of times we do something or how big our actions are? instead of the love, the desire, or just the simple, pure intention behind them. It's a really powerful thought to carry with you.